Hello and welcome back to Sonic Saturday, the show where I'm making my way through every single Sonic game. Today, we're continuing on the Sonic Advance series with Sonic Advance 2. Let's get started. The first thing that stood out to me with this entry was that there was such a strong sense of speed. There's a couple things contributing to this, but I think the primary thing was the phantom copies following Sonic as you started to pick up speed. They would come so subtly at first, with a quick break in the sound barrier before they show up. On a minor note, the other thing that I think contributed was the Sonic sprite itself. The devs did a really good job making him look super determined. He walks and runs with purpose and attitude, and I think that fits the character so well and gives Sonic that extra bit of personality I feel like he misses sometimes in the modern age. I think if there was anything I wasn't too happy with, it's the bosses. The auto-scrolling stages messed me up quite a bit, and figuring out what was an acceptable hitbox for these bosses while also trying to stay in the right place for depth perception made these super frustrating. I understand it's fully a skill issue on my end, but something I did quite find intrusive. On the bright side of this, at least there was a large amount of rings in most of the boss stages, and if you gamed over, all that had to be redone was the zone you were in. Still not my favorite, but better than having to do the whole game over like the others in this genre. Speaking of zones, I was a big fan of the designs and obstacles here. Stuff like the grind rails and swing bars kept the momentum flowing through the levels, and I love the seamless transition between the upper, middle, and lower tracks of the level. This is obviously something a lot of other 2D Sonic games have, but this entry stood out to me enough to mention it. A lot of my issues with the first game are also mostly gone. I encountered far less obstacles that were horribly placed, and I did experience some bottomless pits, but it never quite felt as severe as the first entry. Beyond the graphics and mechanics, of course the highlight, like any other time, is the music. This is true to all Sonic games, but these ones had me hyped, especially the level transition tracks. But calling the soundtrack in a Sonic game great is like saying the sky is blue, so I don't have to dwell on that. Sonic Advance 2 was definitely a step up from the first game, and I'm excited to conclude the trilogy next week to see what this series closed off on. In the meantime, what did you think of Sonic Advance 2? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe while you're down there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.